My dreams are nightmares. How can I sleep? You got the gun against me.
What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Star Wars Black Series 2-pack Poe Dameron and First Order Riot Control Stormtrooper. Now here we have them in the packaging. You can see Poe is right here, and of course the Stormtrooper is right here, and he's sporting a really cool Riot shield. I can't wait to get that out and see what it is. But Poe apparently comes with his helmet and a blaster. And then the Stormtrooper comes with his Riot gear as well as the standard blasters that we saw with his single release. On the back, no real read-up of the two, just a little description about each one. Poe Dameron, an ace pilot. Poe Dameron is a leader in the Resistance fight against the evil First Order. He soars into battle behind the controls of a modern X-Wing fighter. And then the Riot Control Stormtroopers read-up says, armed with specialized weapons, the First Order Riot Control Stormtroopers are trained to subdue crowds in the most ruthlessly efficient manner possible. Really curious to know if these guys will come out in the movie or if it's just like a action figure only, but really happy I have these guys. So what I'm going to do now is take a little break, get them opened up, and we'll go on with the rest of the review. So sit tight, everyone. And here we have Poe and the Stormtrooper posing out of the packaging. Now, we're going to have a look at the Stormtrooper first, so let's get Poe off screen really fast. And we're going to have a really nice look at the Stormtrooper in Riot Control gear. Let's get a good 360 of him. There's not much to say about this guy. He's essentially the Stormtrooper. If you have the single release or the single issue, you pretty much know what you're in for. Go check out my other review for a more in-depth look at this guy. But essentially, you're getting the exact same figure. He does come with the same handgun and the same blaster rifle. So if you're wondering if it's any different, no, they're the same. They're the same guns. We have the white, black, and silver trimming. White with black and silver trimming in that. So essentially, you're getting nothing new blaster-wise. But he does also come with this. I have no idea what this is. It looks like some kind of nightstick. Or some kind of baton. I'm going to say it's a nightstick of some kind. It only makes sense. He's a Stormtrooper, and I'm really curious to know how this works, or if it's going to come out in the movie, because at the time I'm making this, the movie's not out yet, so I really don't know anything about the Riot Shield Stormtroopers. And speaking of Riot gear, he does also have this Riot Shield, which you can see. It has this gray painted, could have been a little cleaner, but, you know, can't be too picky. It's black with the silver rivets. And then on the inside of it, you see that exact same gray paint that the outside had. If you're wondering why the shield is still on him, let's actually try to get a look at this. I'm not sure if you can see this, but the way they designed the shield, it's like really on his arm good, and they really didn't give much clearance for it to come off and on, so I'm not exactly sure how to get this shield off, or if it's even meant to come off, but I don't know. I kind of like it because we got a unique Stormtrooper, but at the same time I really would have liked just a standard Stormtrooper, so you know, if you really force it, I'm pretty sure you can get it off, or you can heat it up, do something, and yeah, that's one way to get it off, but as it stands, out of packaging, no modifications, it cannot come off, so don't be trying to, like, pull it off, because you're probably going to break the joint in his elbow. There is a seam right here, I don't know what that's for, and it probably caused the warping in the shield, unless the warping is intentional, which is cool. I don't know if it's intentional. If it's intentional, then cool. If not, that sucks. But speaking of his accessories, like the other Stormtrooper, he does hold the blasters pretty well, and his finger does go into the trigger guard, so no reason to show that off. But one problem I have with the baton is that it really doesn't sit in his hand all too well. You can see it's wiggling around. Like, he can't really grasp it too well. If you put it, yeah, it doesn't matter how you put it on, because he has this trigger hand, it doesn't sit well at all, as you can see. So that's a little unfortunate. He can hold it in this hand, which it's a much better fit. And then you can also put it in upside down if you want. And like I said, much better fit. Getting that out of his hand. But you can still get some really nice posing out of it. I mean, you can have him hold it like this, put it under his arm. Or you can, one way I figured out you can hold it is if you just have it resting against his forearm. It doesn't move as long as it's friction against his forearm, so it's going to stick unless you move it around. So going over his articulation really fast, it is the same as the original Stormtrooper. Ball jointed head, he can look up, down, left, right, tilt his head side to side, as well as has a neck hinge. Arms don't seem to have that problem with the shoulders with the armor, like I said, how the original Stormtrooper would butt up against it. His seems to go in a lot easier. Might be different mold, just might be that the shoulder pads are already pressed down deeper, I don't know. Elbow joint doesn't get you full 360, but you can swivel it. He has a hinged wrist, which doesn't work all too well, but works fine enough. He can also spin. Ball jointed torso, full range of movement, up, down, spins. Legs go forward, back, out. Hindered again by the belt. Like I said, he's essentially the same figure. Thigh swivel, which is tight on mine. Double jointed knees. He has an ankle hinge. And gives you a nice rocker. So you can actually get this guy in a lot of neat poses, especially if you're going to pose him with the baton, which I think I might do at some point. I'll just figure out how to do it. But that's a Riot Trooper, as I'm going to call him, because it sounds much fancier than Riot Control Stormtrooper. So what I'm going to do now is get him off screen so we can move on to the second figure in this set, which is Poe Dameron. So sit tight, everyone. And so here we have Poe Dameron posing out of the packaging. Now let's get a good 360 of him. Originally, when I first saw this figure, I thought he was basically a remold of Finn. Unfortunately, I don't have Finn at the moment. At the time I'm making this, I don't have Finn and I don't have Chewbacca, but I have everyone else somehow. But he's not actually I was looking at pictures and the pants are different, the lower leg is different, the shirt is completely different, he has a belt. The only parts that he might share with Finn are the jacket and the arms, minus the hands. So the hands, the torso, the head, everything but the jacket and the arms are probably unique to Poe. So he does come with two accessories that go to him, the first one being this blaster rifle, which again I thought was just a... dang it. I dropped it. Sorry about that. Which again, I thought this was just a reuse of Finn's blaster, but it is a completely different gun, so really glad that he gets a different weapon. Because I mean, what fun would it be if they just reissued the same weapon? You can see a lot of nice detail in it. It has all this copper paint going on it, like it's seen some battles. It's all scratched. It's not, it looks worn. That's a good thing. It doesn't go all over the gun, but you can see it does have enough variety in it that it looks nice. His second accessory is this helmet, which it's not the easiest, or it's a really tight fit on the figure, but once you get it off, it's a really nice accessory. One thing I will point out, and I'm pretty sure you can see it already, if we look inside the helmet right here, if we can get it to focus, that dark paint is not part of the helmet. You can see it even right there, and a little bit on that side. That's actually paint rub from the figure, so do be careful. That paint is already starting to come off on this side, so it's a really tight fit, so don't be taking it on and off because you're going to end up scratching all this paint, and you really don't want that, especially because you don't want to be damaging your figures or messing up the paint job. Kind of wish Hasbro gave us an alternate head with this sculpted on so that we didn't have to be taking it on and off, but anyway, you can see the Resistance logo here, even though growing up that was the Rebellion logo. And then you can see something right here. Apparently that translates to Poe. I can't confirm that at this time, but if you want to look that up, you can. Really nice detail on the helmet, and yes, that is translucent plastic, so if you were to put it on, you would be able to see through and see his eyes, as you can see. You can see his finger in there. So really nice accessories. And let's actually go and look at Poe. Is it a perfect likeness to Oscar Isaacs? I'd say it's enough like him. From some angles you can tell it's Oscar Isaac, from others it's like, oh, who's that guy? But the hair is really nicely done. You can see all the detailing in it. He is sporting the 5 o'clock shadow. And then you can see his jacket with, I don't know what these are, but they look cool. He has a red stripe here, red patch there. And the jacket is made of a denser plastic, but it is somewhat pliable, so you can still get the movement out of the legs. Really nice belt buckle, painted well enough. And then his knees have this like green paint. I don't know why it has this green wash on it. Maybe we'll find out in the movie. Maybe they just wanted to add variety. I don't know. And then he's sporting black boots. So overall, really nice looking figure. Now let's actually scoot the camera back. Really nice figure. I'm really liking this Poe, and I think the head sculpt is different from the single issue Poe. I don't have single Poe at the moment, so I can't really compare the two. But when I get Pilot Poe, I'll definitely do a comparison between the two. As it stands, he has a ball jointed head. He can look up, down, left and right, as well as very slight head tilt left and right, but he also does have a hinge in the neck, so you can get him to look up more or down. Arms on a ball joint go out, do a full 360. He bends at the elbow as well as spins. He has a hinge at the wrist, so you can get him to hold his gun in both hands if he really wanted to. He has a torso swivel here, which also acts as a ab crunch, which, like I said, the jacket does make it a little tough to get it going, but once you get it going, you know, it works. You can get some side-to-side movement in there. So waist swivel. Let's go forward, back, and out to about there. Can't spread his legs any further. He spins at the thigh. He is double jointed in the knees, so that's good. No boot swivel, but he does have an ankle hinge as well as that pivot in the ankle, so you can also get him in a lot of good wide-legged stances if you need him to. So that's Poe for you. So what I'm going to do now is get the Stormtrooper back out here, and we'll move on to my final thoughts, so sit tight everyone. And so here we have the First Order's Riot Control Stormtrooper and Poe Dameron posed for my final thoughts. Really glad I have this set. My brother actually picked this set up for me for my birthday, and I'm really glad he did, because this is a really enjoyable set. It's not a perfect set by any means, but it is a good set to have, especially if you're a Star Wars fan. Like I said, some of the gripes I have is that the shield of the Stormtrooper doesn't come off, he doesn't hold his baton properly. And then we have Poe on this side, which his helmet scratches the figure's paint job, and you really don't want to see that on figures. But this is still a really well done set. You're getting another Stormtrooper, which it's always good to have army builders, and then you're getting Poe, who is one of the three main protagonists of The Force Awakens. And he's not in his pilot gear, which is another thing to note. It's always good to have them in, you know, their standard gear and not just their piloting gear. If you're looking for this set, it is exclusive to Target. Target is the only place you can pick this set up. I believe the going price is $39.99, so $40 basically. You're essentially getting two figures with a lot of articulation, so the $40 price tag is justifiable in this case. Like I said, it's not the greatest set, but it is a really well done set, especially because you're getting an exclusive figure. And you know, it's always good army building Stormtroopers. Who doesn't want an army of Stormtroopers? But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'm King of Dragons 5000, and I really do recommend Poe and the Stormtrooper. If you like this video, why not leave a like? Comment, tell me what you think of this set. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and as always, I'm King of Dragons 5000, and I will see you guys later. Take care, everyone.